in, well, months.
Yeah, I want to tell you.
Oh
Friend.
shit, I forgot about that guy being here. I was in here with this guy, and I completely forgot he was in my game, so now I need to leave. Or I can kick him. But right now I'm not want to deal with these guys. They were nice though. Show those guys some love. I'll tell you that much. Hold on stream, I'm going to quickly do some stuff. There we go. That works. It should solve all the problems I had. So, anyways. Right now, all I've done new is I've added the fire cave up here. Let me quickly find the entrance. That's the exit. I believe the entrance is over here. Yep. So this right here is the entrance. I will not spoil what's inside of here. All I'll tell you is do not go in there if you're not prepared to do some parkour. Now, in here, this is like the well I was talking about. Basically, I've decided this is gonna be some kind of final boss fight to unlock an extra weapon. Slash, maybe even I'll add mythics at the end of this, so you need to like unlock a mythic. Choose a mythic to unlock, and every playthrough gives you a different one. I think that's something we should discuss. So yeah, I'm just gonna be working on this part altogether. So here, this in here will be some kind of wave bath ID. Now in here it is basically like trap triggering, do whatever you need to get through there. Then in here you can. So this right here is basically a parkour a trap triggering slash avoiding section. What is gonna be, well, at least it should be pretty hard to get through completely. Don't worry, I'm gonna mirror this on the other side. So that, like, no matter which path you choose, you're gonna have a lot of fun, like, trying to get through that. And yes, some people will 100% fail on this part, and it will be very much of a rage moment if you fail at this part. Since, well, you will, if you get to this part, had to have lost everything. Like, if you decide that you're ready to enter this ruin, then it's time for you to accept the fact that you're just letting it all go. And if you fail in here, yes, you're gonna have to do all the caves again. Given the caves shouldn't be much of a challenge after your third or fourth run, but it should still be a challenge. And that's the part where it really gets interesting. Like, how are people gonna respond to it? I have no idea. Am I gonna let people play this game though? 100%. So you know what doesn't start with a risk? Tell me, what doesn't? Like, creating something does, taking a fight does. Anything does, basically, in the universe, to have some kind of risk factor to it. Why not this? Like, well, yes, it's very high, but I don't care. I'm better than that. So that right there is like the system that powers the little wave bath concept. Now in here, we're getting into more like trap avoiding stuff. We'll just kind of see how this continues while I keep building it, since this is a pretty fast thing to build always. Yeah, it's not always as simple, and always adds like a ton of content to your map just running through one of these runs. Like, well, yes, it's very easy to build a map that is like a gigantic trap tunnel, basically. The question is, how long is your player willing to go through that? How long is your player willing to do the same trap tunnel for the sake of it being easy to build for you? And that's really the question you're facing every time you build one of these gigantic tunnels. So I think I'm gonna cut it off after like this little point. A good player should be able to get through this fairly fast even, I think. But of course not too fast to the point where it's like, oh wow, I'm gonna instantly complete this game in like a week. Like, I wanted to take players a solid month to complete a full game, even if it does get really repetitive, so that the players who do will feel really special. And making your players feel special should be like one of your main priorities whenever you are building a game like this. Is this gonna be too hard? Maybe. I don't know. Like up here, look at this challenge. Now once players go down here, I feel like it should be allowed to try to conquer a different challenge. I think I'm gonna pull out a classic friend of mine. The lava tunnel. Yeah, we can 100% continue forward after this part. So let's get over to Coral Castle again. I'm looking for like a little smooth ledge. This will do perfect. Let's check if the sides are good. They get approved. That's all I'll say. Like I do, for the purpose that they'll have to. Because all I want players to do here is to like jump from these pieces. They're fairly thick, so it should be surprisingly easy to get through there. Now I'm only gonna give them two of these surprisingly hard jumps before I give them some resting time with a tile. Now the reason this is, now you might think this is an entire thingy, but I'll tell you what, this is much less distance, so these three jumps get gradually bigger. So this one is really, since you start up on extra height, so you do a normal one, and then you start up on extra height still. So that the last one's actually easier to complete in this version. What happens if you fall? I'm gonna add a lava pit down there. Just the way to do it is just by flying over to the other lava segment in the map and grabbing the lava. I don't know, I'm too lazy to grab lava by myself. Okay, this is the bath part. So it should be like maybe this. And boom. If that isn't clear, you don't want to fall down there, then I don't know what is. It would also then make sense why the water up here is getting like sort of boiled. It's because of the lava below it's technically. That's the reason it's moving so much. Let's go, made up random ass logical with lore. It's technically lore. technically is the key word in that. Now, once you've gone through all of that, what you're going to encounter is these two. What you're going to have to do with these, no ID. Figure it out. I think a cool level ID is if you run into some of these things, and then the same thing but upside down. Straight up between each other. And you're left there like wondering, how do we open this? Well, and I just removed the lava slab. So my goal basically is to make just mantling the goal, but also make it really hard. Like, this is what you're gonna have to mantle through. And stay on there. Now, what did you do from this point where you're like really squashed in between them? What you do, so I think there's only one logical answer, right? What you start doing from this point. You start building a little walkway. Well, actually, that's not gonna be it. No, that's not a good idea for a level. Let's forget about all of that. I'm at the lava slab back off camera maybe one day. Or we could just leave it lead into the void forever. If you fall in there, you just go out of bounds, get banned. That's also not even that's not even that bad of an idea thinking about it. I think I have an idea. No, it's gonna be pretty damn hard again. Jeez, I'm looking for good level IDs. I mean, technically we could go with the OG approach, but I don't think we want to do that. Jeez, good ideas. Where are you? I think this is the part where we pull out the classic one-tile jump. It's not a craft known for being all too hard, although it is a craft known for definitely taking some time before players get to do it. But on the other side, you already have done some, what is it called? You've done plenty of trap traders, like, know how to do this. That's a fact. Leading up to this point, you already know how to do a one-tile jump. It's just pulling it off again. It's gonna be the fun part. There we go. Just a little bit more. And boom. like leading up to this point, like I want players to feel like they are going to space once they are at this point. So how I'm probably gonna do that is by having like these little walkways set up. Actually no, this is where we pull out that window prop again we had earlier. I think that's the best call we can make here. So we pull out the Coral Castle Gallery, and we get some of these windows out. And then we pull out a barrier. And because I believe these things are a little thicker than a regular wall, it should look like you're in space if you put a nebula behind this. There we go. You can like look outside of there, what's really cool. I don't know why I keep putting away that gallery if I need it this much. But I keep doing it by accident. Or I guess on purpose. Just unconsciously for some reason. What's a really weird way of describing it, but it's the best way I can. There we go. That now should make players like realize like, oh wow, we are going to space out here. Actually, maybe we should have it like being a little ascension field again. Planet Ascension. This is facing away from the action though in the Planet Ascension. We should make the width look like this. Planet Ascension. Do we put this thing on the same thing, Planet Ascension? And this window, I'm actually going to save it as a preset. So, boom. This is going to be like my reminding way of players like, hey, if you fall right now, you are having a big problem. Oh, it's like off to the side this way. That's where the action's happening. But like right here, you see like the well, and so you would technically be spawning like from it. That would make a lot of sense. That's actually sort of the 0 point. Like if you like those things are then the sideways rifts, which like allow players to enter it. That's basically the way how in Fortnite this looks. This is just a revamped version of all of that. And that will also allow us to remove this entire bottom and just replace that with the Planetary Ascension. Like, if you fuck up now, you're dead. That's basically what this thing is gonna mean. Or that's what I want it to mean to players. 5, 10 players. 1, 2. Actually, that's fine. So this is the 4th tile, which means we are looking at this little piece of her in the middle. Now we move this down by 1. Actually, we don't need to. We can just decrease the height. 2 width, then depth, and we fucked up. Minimal. This thing is a 10. This thing is a 2. Planetary Ascension, where are you? Like if you fall down there, you're like up here trying to parkour over it, and once you fall down, you're like, oh fuck. You just get eliminated by it, and then you need to do the entire collection all over again. So this is like technically you lowering yourself out of the reality that like has lying above you this entire time. And what you could also technically do is have the real sky reveal itself if you like break the simulation technically in the story. So like first it's gonna be this, then once the first player gains ascension, it turns into the real sky. And the real sky is of course you're trapped out in space. So basically this. Then the sky is just gonna become this. It would be even better if you could have like changed it to this for only one player. So like the sky changes for only that one player that already has to know what's on the outside. Or you could have like a box out here that's technically invisible. That's actually such a good idea to like view down from up here as like some kind of spectator mode that you unlock after your first ascension. That's actually a great idea. I think I'm going to actually just do that. For now, what should happen if you get here? Because I think what it should happen is you like get up here, you gain the ability to like choose which one you want. And from that point, it's just go time. Yeah, we can't do that. We can't like lower that entire structure. All we can technically do is lower this down to the normal height. So that would be something like this. But that might make it really hard to like view where the like death waves are. Boom. And we give it a little slack like that, so you can technically see what's going on. Now if you still get damaged while standing up here, the game's just faulty. The game's just faulty. Great, love that. Actually we can lower it a bit more now. We have to ramp on the other side. Now we need an excuse for like the space to move down like that. I'm not sure if it's possible to even do a one gap with like a one tile thingy above your head. Yeah, we'll have to do that with a Bowling the Prop version. Welcome to Tank that makes really crappy custom shit, I guess. Like, as a player, you're not even probably gonna notice this, but for me, this is one of the hardest parts to, like, make, since you have to line everything up separately. Like, if you ask me, map creators don't get enough appreciation for what they do for this game. I mean, I've had people join, like, what is it called? Tilted Box. They were playing, like, Tilted Zone Wars. And they were like, yeah, this is, Epic made this, Epic made this. No, like, no, they didn't. Epic didn't make this. It was creators, give them some fucking love. And they were still like, no, I don't believe you. And I was like, bro, there's literally a map code in the top of your screen. How do you not believe that? Okay, I think this should be some kind of like completionist area. Like, I know the player hasn't done a whole lot, but I think it still has been a pretty good challenge if you get to this point. Like, what about we add some final sequencers up here to like really piss people off? I think that's just the way to go. So we grab some of these sequencers. We revert them back to some decently normal settings. And boom, now we just have the normal sequencer. Except for the fact that it deals damage, of course. Actually, maybe we should increase the height and decrease the width on these things. I think that would make it look a lot more cybernetic slash cool. And that should also really smell the atmosphere of like breaking the simulation. So this thing is going to be longer, less length, less speed, but it is going to like bounce back and forth. I think that's also a really cool concept to have in here. Like just have that little extra threat of like constantly like being damaged by it. Some pulse forwards, activation type. That's fine. Is there some kind of end behavior? Ah, there it is. Bounce forward. What does that mean? So it's this thick one right here that's like bouncing back and forth. Yeah, it's like spawning it over and over again. Why are you not just bouncing the normal way? Is bouncing upwards working normally then? Oh, there we go. Now it's less clicky. This feels more natural for players to like get through. Here, tell me this isn't like the perfect high stakes scenario for a player to be in. Now we can start overlapping different types, I believe. This should be like the final but really hard end stretch. Width 2. So like it takes up this entire space. And then you're also dealing with one of these. Here, we just steal this thing again from starter point. And boom. Now if this isn't a challenge, then I don't know what is. Now I think this mecha over here, that's not a mecha, that's the normal version of something. No, those are fins. Where's the big one? Oh wait, is the big one on the other side? Yeah. Oh, here's the big one. There's the one on the left. There we go. I think it should still be a lot slower. Maybe like 30 or something. So you like get through there, you're like up in here, and you're with time pressure basically. Actually, maybe I'll just lower this one a little bit. So it's like a harder variable. There we go. So now it only has half the height of a regular place. So it is technically still a obstacle. But now it's a lot less, like, struggling to get through. Even though over here, like, I would say it's pretty hard to prevent taking damage. But it's 100% possible. But maybe I should add a little bit more distance between these two. To add a little bit more, like, clarity to things. Which means I'll expand the width of this thing to 4. Change this one to over here. How will these things go up in here, I would say? And is this thing wide enough? Okay, these things aren't quite overlapping the way I wanted them to. So I'm still gonna make it wider. So there we go. 6 is now the width. Oh shit, that's the length. I'm being stupid right now. 4 should do that. There we go. Yeah, now it overlaps quite the way how I like it. Actually, that allows us to move this backwards a little bit. That should, like, crank up the difficulty a bit more. Like, through this part, you definitely will not be struggling through this back and forth part. So it's like, if you are running here, you know it's coming for you. Like, you see that thing go, you know that thing's coming, you walk by, boom, cleared. Then in here, it also shouldn't be too hard to keep track of everything. In here, it's really hard to, like, recognize you should be stopping here, but players should be able to figure it out. Players are usually pretty damn smart. Then you walk through here. Maybe I want to lower the speed on that one a little bit. Remember, if you're in this part, you might already be one shot. Like, in this part, you're completely clear already. But I think should make it so that there's, like, one extra. And to finish off, like, the final challenge, there should be another one of these width ones. But it plays right over here. Let's go check out how this looks when, you know, they aren't in randomized order. And it actually does make sense to the player. Actually, why am I searching up player spawn? I need to grab them from up here. So, like that. There we go. Are you coming with me? Yes, you are. Like, this area down here is going to be probably the hardest part of this entire temple. But it's also going to be the last part of, like, this little space ruin part. After that, you get to what I'm going to call the vault. That basically just stands for the place where you're going to be, like, left in. There you go. See, so it is, like, this is avoidable, even without, like, the little bars on the ground. I don't know why, but the player, but, like, the, what is it called? The manager thinks you're too close to the water there. Oh, you see how hard that is? I almost have to know, like, half a heart. Or, like, half a HP bar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make that big wide one deal less damage. Now this is 100% a hard challenge. On the other side, you should account for players to, like, notice that this is going to be probably an extremely hard challenge. And it isn't going to take them just one go. But once you actually complete that, this will give you an absolute rush of, like, ooh, wow, I actually just did that. That's, like, my main goal. So let's roll through this entire thing. Let's see how hard this temple actually is to fully complete. So like there is a little flight area up here that's gonna disappear once this thing lowers in the game actually. But right now this is like a preset thingy, so that's not gonna be 100% creatable. Okay, I should make the water a little bit higher, since right now it's like impossible to jump over that. Yeah, water, stay hydrated. Alright, let's turn off my grid snap for this one. That's one of my favorite, like, kind of push things upwards just a little bit. To grab that no grid snap, then uncrouch, grab that no grid snap, then fucking uncrouch, and it'll take you up with your top camera. As you can see, this is actually a pretty hard challenge, like 100% complete. Since guess what, you're not gonna be 100% complete in this easily. Yeah, this is of course supposed to be a challenge. This one is missing a trap. Okay, that's something we're gonna fix after this. First things first. And this one I know you're gonna first trigger the trap down there. Boom. You can see that's actually a pretty hard challenge. Now if you fall down here, you just instantly lose. There's no second chance for you in that case. There should be a barrier up there, but I forgot to place it. I remember one fuck up. Even over there, you could have still taken a poison dart and gotten an entire 50 damage onto you. The massive fucks up like that, there's no space for those in here. There's no excuse for accidentally hitting the brakes. Boom. As you can see, it's an extremely hard challenge, just like it should be. So up there, we're still missing a few tiles, and we're missing a few barriers, and a trap, but that's fine, we'll fix that all. Mistakes get made, and that doesn't matter as long as you fix them up again. Since who's really gonna care if you made a mistake? Hey, if it works right now. If it at first was broken, so be it, you fix it. As long as you know how to fix it, it's fine. If you don't know how to fix it, yes, it's a problem. That's one of my biggest ideologies in life. Don't stress that much about, oh, it's gonna be a problem. It's not gonna be a fucking problem. It's not gonna. You wanna know why? Because why would there be a problem? You're making a problem out of unnecessary stuff. Like, it's definitely an argument that should technically be allowed to be used in school, but it isn't. Since they treat life like it's a zero fuck-up zone, which yes, it's definitely a great way to be able to do it with zero fuck-ups, but don't be so harsh on children if just a mistake is what they make. Like, you've done it plenty of times too. And who really cares? Nobody should really care if you made a mistake and you fix it. But then people do, and I don't know why. It's just the world being harsh, I guess. Jeez, way to go on a rant. Let's just keep going on our map. Stick to our professions. Once again, should also be an argument in school. I don't know why I'm going on a rant against the school system right now. Okay, I say we add one more level since I just got an ID. This one's probably going to be the hardest of them all. Also, for this part, I want to add in these things. That's like something on the wall. Like it's going to be sideways. Also, I just destroyed the I just destroyed the parts above ground up here. In case you're wondering why I was gone, I think I already told you, it's still. Why is there a llama here? Someone placed a llama while I was gone. Yeah, that shouldn't be allowed in there. Why is all this, like, up here? Well, it's gone now. If you find another one of these, let me know. I'm planning to release this map. If I'm gonna manage it or not, that's really the big question. This is another thing that I've really noticed. People think it's a 5 meter by 5 meter wall. It's not. It's like a tree. It's like a 3.5, I believe, x5. What's? I mean, it's a weird correlation to have, especially if it always takes 10 wood. Game theory time, how much would a piece of wood be in that case? Let's start doing math. Meanwhile, I'm very quiet because, well, I'm doing math. Now it's time for the next hard part of, like, getting this to be a thing. It's not gonna be similar to a floor at all. That's the worst part. It's not gonna work at all. Here we go. Well, more problems, more solutions. If you have more problems, you're gonna need more solutions. That sounds very logical, but still feels like it should be a quote for the stupid people in the world. Nim 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 nim. And more variables require more numbers. That's also a good one. Boom, look at that thing. That looks beautiful. And of course, if we select it like this, we're going to be able to pick up the entire thing, aren't we? There we go. And it only places one side, because why wouldn't it? Why does it... Oh, I already think I know why it does that. I do not know why it does that. Yeah, see, because the bottom one counts it as a full plate, then the other things are also going to count as full plate, so that's not going to work. The only thing what's going to make that work, possibly, is this. If you select a bold, actually I should probably do it like way beneath the map. Do it like this, that it will never actually place onto anything. Like the way now, if you place that brick wall, it's just gonna self-destruct. Alright, this brings up another problem. How do you place this properly? Plan C, place it right underneath it. Don't pull out your microphone. So that would become something like that. What the fuck have we just created? Can we fix it if we just start it? Of course, the proper way. Nope. Actually, that's fine. We'll just copy it like this. But still. We'll have to work on that in a hot minute. For now, I don't really give a fuck. These cold, I'm wondering why I got out of bed at all. And this is a really big throwback to one of my oldest death runs. And it 100% is a classic. Where you have an area like this. This kind of breaks the vibe. I wanted to have an area, so I don't care. And you would be surprised how hard one of these levels was. Okay, I think I'm not gonna use this window design up in here right now. I think I'm gonna use it another way. What, does this work? Well, of course not. Is this gonna work this way? I should have realized that wasn't gonna work. These at their core value are of course still walls. They're just revamped walls. Like, I think there should be like an option as a creator in like creative where you could quick toggle between building to prop and not building to prop. So in other words, just none on the building to prop option. Actually, I feel like there's a little height problem we have here. As selected. Why am I even building it like that? That's the wrong, that's objectively the wrong way of making this. Alright, we're going back to coral, guys. Actually, never mind. I already have the thing I want up in here. How does the back of this thing look? Okay, we're gonna be using this side because they really look the exact same, to be honest. Actually, maybe they are the exact same. I don't care. Now we turn into that. That's pretty good. Then we grab from back here these things. Boom. There we go. Actually, I don't even need a relative position for this thing. This thing is low enough on the grid that you should be able to just kind of place it down like that. Boom. Like, boom, no one even needs that assist. Well, of course, no shame on anyone who does use it, but still. Actually, I can feel like I can do it without, but this is just easier. Okay, now I'm gonna need some help with this thing. That side I'm gonna use some help with. There we go, perfect. Boom. Bro. I'm gonna need to heal up from my own level by just flying through it. That's the wrong healing item. That was stupid. Now, I'll remind you, this thing was notoriously hard at other death row. Like right now, that's become a lot easier because well, I got more experience. But still, if you're pretty new to the game, I feel like players are gonna still have some trouble with that. Like, yes, 100%. They're just gonna. I can just kind of feel it already. You know what? I like it. I like seeing some tortured souls. That's a lie. I torture anyone in front of me. I don't want to see that. Now this in here is where you get like sort of the control chamber from Ark. Actually, I'm doing this the wrong way again. I should be doing it like this. Now this is like the first, what is it called? This is gonna be like the first treasure chamber. Every treasure chamber you do, like, I'm gonna get a second treasure chamber a bit further up, which you get by completing yet another few levels. But the thing about this one is if you back out right now, you'll still get a reward. Meanwhile, if you fail, you will still have lost all your stuff with nothing to show for it. But I fucked up there. Boom. There we go. Just planetary ascension. Boom. Well, that was interesting. All my live streams of today are built. I don't know what to say, because no one is joining my stream, so I'm bored like shit. It's a real bad one. Actually, I think that would be a really cool idea to write a song about just no one joining my stream. Just randomly like that. Too bad I'm not too good of a free song. I might actually start practicing that. Is it technically possible to take freestyling classes? Probably, right? I'm willing to do that 100%. If freestyling classes exist, I want those things. Let me write that down. I can't. It's already being automatically written down because I'm gonna one day have to look back on this and then just get it and just like do it. Why would I write it down right now? I can just let my future self do it because procrastination. Damn it, damn. If you do it like this, you can have like an item placer in there and an interact button that can let you like escape with them. Actually, what should be like and fast items you can like unlock once you get through these things? Let's do some like little unlock thingies. So you get like... So what about we do the explosive repeater? This is definitely something you would get. Like, I'm not gonna use just items you can get somewhere else. Here we go. The Ageless Excalibur. I don't want to add the advanced flapjack because I feel like that's gonna be a bit too powerful. I feel like the cloak would also be fine since it's not too OP but also not famous for being too weak. And I want at least one consumable in here. Like, the jetpack would be a cool idea. If you get the jetpack. Although, there are also some arguments you make for like grapplers, torches, technically traps also. Maybe shield EMPs. Maybe slurp fish would be a good idea, so we have like, so you get like a more powerful healing. There are plenty of options in here. Ooh, actually I have the perfect idea, the icy grappler. These are gonna be the 4 items you unlock in here. So let's quickly select all of these again. So this will allow us to resummon them plenty of times. Now, alright, let's get on to the fun stuff. The mechanics. This is my favorite part of any, like, build. Because why wouldn't it be? So, it's switch. Then it's mutator zone. Then it's a remover. And is there anything else? Oh yeah, buttons of course, and item placers. Item placers. Buttons. There we go. And we can just have an ascension chamber where you get to pick them up. Okay, I feel like just spawning 4 of these are fine every time for them. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Boom. That's the perfect combination of, like, having it be a reasonable amount, and also not being too excessive and having plenty of backups. I forgot about having consumable bullets, but that's fine. Okay, so let's first just do one of these settings, so like we get to save it up. Show rarity effects, play audio, allow to respawn. I mean, it's fun if players grab them, I guess. Flash, show rarity, model, there we go. Who the hell is that? I mean, I'll add them, but I won't, like, invite them or anything. Fat rice eater. For fuck's sake. What the fuck did I just get invited by? Alright, now we get to work on the fun stuff. This thing. This thing is going to be behind the scenes switch, I should probably mention. Holy shit, how many people want to add me? So, tracks type player, sure. Am I in a party right now? Yes, I am. I shouldn't be here. I'm just gonna wait till I get kicked. I thought that guy friend invited me, not, like, actually invited me. So this thing should directly connect to the switch to turn it on. Switch to turn it on. Also, all these things should trigger the same teleporter. What's gonna be this one? Teleporter 9. Apparently is its name. What the fuck did I just summon? Alright, so we link this thing straight up to teleporter 9. That's gonna make sense. When you press this button, it's gonna teleport you over there so you cannot check out another one. Like, imagine you chose one, then you get to choose all the other ones too. Would be great. Wouldn't be exactly a good thing, you know? Is there any way we can, like, disable player swapping this thing? Allow interaction? No. That's actually perfect, since now we can, like, show this thing on them. So you can, like, see that they are there. So then it should do, when check results and off, it should go to the item remover. Item remover, and it should remove the item. Then we also should have this thing. This is a mutator zone C, what stands for mutator zone constant. That's a really popular, that's a really cool trick I like to use in all my maps. The mutator zone C, basically it has one job. And that is it should basically loop over and over and over and over again. The reason why it needs to constantly be doing that is so that if any time a player enters it, like every time the loop happens, players should get checked for if they have any items they shouldn't have, if they have any banned items, if anything has gone wrong, basically. Now I fucked up a bit of the settings here. Once again, not a problem. We'll just fix it. Then on here we'll put the switch. And it should get checked out. Boom. So now this thing's constantly going to be a back and forth of check, check, check. Of like what it's going to do is it's going to check, then make this thing disappear for a second. What makes it think that the player has left. Then it's going to respawn again. What makes it think the player's entered. What's going to make it check it, disappear, here, reappear, check, disappear, reappear, check, disappear, reappear, check, disappear, reappear, check. So you should probably get the deal from that, and that just keeps going on an infinite loop. Of course, we should make it prevents from spawning VFX, since otherwise players are gonna get like blasted with blue VFX, and allow weapon fire to stop players from not being allowed to fire half the time. And from that point on, this thing goes under the map. By the way, I like to do is to size it up like this, so that it has an expanded range. Then you do it times 100. What's enough to cover any island completely except for the BR island, if it's or at least that's currently in the game. I should mention. For someone really possessive case, yes, someone deleted the support down here, what we should rebuild. Since like all these things up here are being held up by 5 of these wooden poles. If those things break, we're fucked. I mean, good thing I still got these backups in here. I'll show you guys why having backups is so important. Since if I were to delete all of these like thingies down here, basically what that would do is destroy my entire map. And just to prove the fact that is true, I'll actually do that really quickly. Am I being stupid? Oh no, I didn't chop down the middle one, that's why it isn't doing its thing. Alright, now why are things still flying? Never mind, I guess there's some kind of magic force pushing this thing upwards. It's probably because they're connected to all these land pieces up here, which technically counts as like building area, right? Nope, no, what is considered building area? That thing isn't. It's still definitely connected to some kind of something that it considers to be. Is it the meteor? It's not the meteor, that's one hell of a thing, that's sure. Is this some kind of prop I use in here? These things are technically then. What is it called? So if I technically delete this entire lava cave, then it should fall down, right? There we go. I think these are the ones holding it up. And boom. Now it should all fall. Why will this thing not fall? Never mind. I guess my map has just decided to be indestructible today. Oh, it's this thing. Nope. Still not that thing. You. Come on. I'm trying to destroy my own map here. Oh, come on, please don't tell me they placed a ton of these llamas around the map that have loot inside of them. That's fine, we'll just make all these things banned items for now. Now we gotta go hunting for these things, since someone was trying to grief my map, apparently. Llama hunters. Just something strange in your map. Where you gonna go? The loot busters. There's something strange, and it don't feel good. What you gonna call? Loot busters. I actually like that parody. Is anything of this technically colliding with it? Any of y'all? Nope, I guess it's actually just magic. any one of these technically placed connected to another bolt. Come on, I'm just trying to break my map. Let me break my own map. Is it the seal? It sure ain't the seal. Is it the water up here? Is that it? I swear, I'm so confused right now to why my own map is doing weird. I guess my system is just too overpowered and guess I'm stuck forever now. I'm not, the map isn't stuck with me, I'm stuck with the map, please help. Is it somehow any of this? What happens if I just split the map through the middle? Was that it, technically? Nope. I'm thinking for like, what are all the different props in this map? Oh, it's this thing. That thing was technically bullet sport. Now where was another one of those? If I hear a bullet placing sound, I know who's guilty. Wait a minute. Is it this thingy up here? I know I placed some unique plates up here. Nope, still not that. I believe this thing was it, right? Yeah, that's not it either. Oh, wait, I think I know. It's this temple up here. That thing was flying. That thing was flying off of its own accord earlier. So if we technically just draw a circle around this thing, of it being gone, then it should fall down. Somehow this temple supporting it then. Finally, we figured out what's holding up my entire map. Apparently, all it takes is deleting those bolts over there, which were touching the ground, since I know those also were, and stopping it. Creating a circle around this, which to make sure that thing isn't touching the ground, and all of these thingies being gone, all these support beams, and only then will this map start falling apart. That isn't called one hell of security. I don't know what it is. Also, that's the reason we got this restore button over here. Since if you make a backup, sure makes sense. It saves everything you've done so far, and then of course restore. It deletes everything around your map. Don't worry, it isn't actually deleting it. Then the bottom's gonna flash a bit with it reloading your island, and now it's gonna slowly start rebuilding your entire map. Let's see how long this map's gonna take. If I suddenly end the stream, I've crashed. I should probably say that. And kaboom. I think we should be fine. Is it 10 loading the temples? Yes. This on here can be gone. This is just placeholders for testing how big these things should be. That's just memory instantly being gone, I guess. How to get rid of wasted memory? Step 1, delete all of this stuff down here. Is this thing finally gonna start falling apart now? Nope, it's still refusing to kill itself. Should have stated that differently. I should have stated that differently. Well, that worked. Somehow. How late even is it? It's 11:42 right now. It says 10:42 on my UI, but that's because I have it set to British time. What? I was gonna say you can enter technically this place and then still build and kill each other. But as soon as you like actually get through this area, at this point you're no longer escaping like the mutation zone, you're just very deep already inside there. That's the entry line, by the way. Like over here you can see they overlap, so that thing is not an escape line, that thing is actually the one that's just making it worse. Never mind, I guess it is. Oh no, that's the overlap line. Depending on the other side's line that allows you to escape. No. In here, that is this. And in here you could technically try to build, but in here you're stuck skydiving. Stuck skydiving, and at this point you have already basically exited the cave, so at that point no one gives a fuck. Even though I feel like I should still move this thing a little bit to the right. Oh, I pushed it. Is it the right way? Yeah, it is. So I believe it would be like this, and then it full covers also the like way out. No, why won't you full? Oh, it is already full covered. I'm just being stupid. Now we gotta check quickly if there are no mistakes still, since now we just moved everything, you know. So we're still in. That's the collision line of the two. It's been moved, but of course, what were you expecting? Up in here now in the skydive area, you could technically fight someone if you like crawled up into this area. But by the way, here you can get out of bounds. I don't know why I don't know why my glitch patcher hasn't found that yet, but he didn't. Good thing I just did. And then that full escape shoot you up, and then out there you get collided. Also, for anyone who's watching this back and curious about how like the one-way barrier over here works, is you walk through this mutator zone that allows you to pass through it. And there's this other mutator zone a little bit further once you walk through it. If you walk through here, that marks you as not being allowed to go through it. So on your way out, you will touch that and be allowed out. Then you walk through here and you're no longer allowed in. And if you're walking from out here into there, you will hit this wing first and then hit it, which blocks you. So there's for anyone that's curious enough and watching this back. plus 16, that's dynamite. I don't know where did that line just come from? 416 is dynamite. I was just getting through like the, what is it called? Actually, that's a song I just found really recently. It's called Night Sweat, and it's actually fire. Not gonna lie. And this is the territory I would probably be first to enter. But still, you would first be allowed to do this 4 times before you actually get in there. Also, I never finished off the devices in here. Which was actually really stupid then. Boom, so like that. This thing is gonna be a backup failsafe if the other one breaks. This thing is gonna be the real deal. And the real deal, I want that to teleport players in here. So basically, if you complete the entire ruin up there, you will be back into like the looting room. And here I'll have like a teleporter set up to take you to ascended weapons. In case you're wondering, ascended is like this is ascending, named after the process in Ark, which like means flying off from your Ark with a floating island in the sky, and being free to left wandering to the islands below. Basically, it's the process of being sent to the next island, and after you go through all the arcs, you get sent to like the mothership, so you wake up. You know, I believe Genesis was the name of the map. And you also have to fight for like a simulation first, so it's like the ship simulation to prove you're actually there. That's really the... Like, Ark is one of my craziest games, and this game is actually inspired for a large portion by it. The mechanics and lore-wise. Also, I'm looking in the wrong tab for what I'm looking for. Do I know why? Nope. So we do it like that. And then we 1 and 2. There we go. This is going to be a decently hard level to also beat. But if you're getting into it, you should know how to do it. I have no doubts that people are going to be able to do this. It's just that I have doubts in who is going to be able to do this. Like, some people 100% aren't going to be willing to enter this area. But, you know what? On them, I understand. But to those people who for some reason don't want to, like, learn how to enter this area, I'm fine with that. I completely understand. Because this area would look like hell to me. I'll be 100% honest. I keep constantly willing to expand this, and I don't know why. Alright, I'm probably gonna mess up the spelling of this, but I don't really care. Let's just summon a few of these again. What's the best way to open these things? I think I know one way. Oh, never mind, that already worked. Boom, get creative with your options. It's not called creative for nothing. It's a little bit too much space in here. I'm gonna just call these things by their nicknames. How do you spell that? And then it's a dash in there. I do not know how to spell it at all. Oh, it's O-A and K. This is 100% misspelled. That's your chance to laugh at me for not knowing how to spell that. So it's called the Wild Guard Cloak Gauntlets. Okay, so all these things apparently failed to register a teleport command. So I'm gonna just give these all the teleport option back. Yep, we'll be right back. Do, 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 do. I don't even know what teleporter 9 is. It's probably fast if I just type 9 in there. Per device, vending machine, teleporter. Okay, so it's that one last. Boom. Get in here, number 9. Teleporting to number 9. Teleport. Just happy little accidents, because this is more time for me to be spending my time. So that's more ways for me to be spending my time. 9, and then it's teleport. That's the command. This teleporter 10 down here is grown irrelevant. I'm sorry, teleporter 10. You are now irrelevant. This is a real one people want. Never the game starts, yes, because that one actually does need to do shit. Alright, time to get all of these barrier settings set up. This basically is like the heist from last season all over again, but harder. Plus, I haven't figured out yet how you're gonna be like in need to like open up these things. Like how you open the well, good question, no one knows. Maybe it's like an event that everyone in the lobby uses, but that wouldn't really be fair now, would it? Why does it sound like it says do it? Right here. Why do I hear do it every time I hear that sound? I'm gonna copy all of these buttons, just to make sure that if something ever happens to one of them, there's always gonna be a second one to like patch it back in again. No, one. And then this is the one for the icy grappler. And then I'm not really sure where to like place this down. I'm pretty sure you like place it down in there. Or you do it like this, so that, like, if you do it like this, you're gonna be, like, interacting with it. You're gonna be, like, opening up the place. So it's like that. Actually, was that the right? What is this? This is the Excalibur. Is this one actually the Wild Guard? Yeah, okay, that one is the Wild Guard. This one's for the Excalibur, and then the last one is for the Blind Bird. Now I remember. These interaction boxes are gonna be this hitboxes / interaction fields are gonna be really weird, but I don't care. It's gonna fucking work. Quickly put these in some vending machines. These are going to be moved to a better place in quite some time, but for now they're going to have to just kind of sit in the normal spawn area as like ascended weapons. And of course, as soon as I'm done like building this map, I'll 100% like I'll 100% like bring them online. I'll just put them like in the way I would choose them. Except, actually, I would probably choose the blind burst first. Then the icy grappler, but to make it look clean, the icy grappler has to be up last. Except for that, this is the pattern I would probably take them in. If you're gonna go for all of those first. And also, it is really subjective, but I think the best ones you can get are probably just these four. Alright, I'm gonna get the player spawn pads now, so we can actually like, test if the entirety of the map will work out now. Jesus Christ, that was unnecessary. Like for me, the rule is always, if there are 3 playtesters, that's more than enough. And apparently those spawn pads are backwards. Because yes. Now I would make like all the spawn pads like go facing to the outside with like surrounding the main hatch in there, but for now, as long as the game isn't true, it doesn't really matter. Here, these ones are backwards for some reason. So yeah, we spawned like the first spawn point I ever added. I almost thought this was like a hole in the map down here. I don't know how glad I am it isn't. Oh, floating grass piece, apparently. This is the reason we play our maps. So we can actually like figure out if there are any problems. Now usually you would probably already be able to see the seal from up here. Now here's the fun part, the seal has already gone down. Like technically it's already going on. Like yeah, there's like the place we need to go into. Technically we would always have like the seal on top of here, and then when someone redeems it, it would move down. But now it has already moved down. Boom. Now these things are of course going to be trapped. Now apparently, oh, the traps are down here now. Great. I almost just jumped into them. Like imagine going through a good half-hour grind I only realized, like, oh wow, I cannot actually do it because I died to a trap once. This game is gonna get so many people to rage out. But you know what, that's fine, since I want this map to feel really special to the ones like actually complete it. I don't want everyone to be playing it like the pit or something, where you only get like small tiny buffs once you continue forward. No. As I want players to feel decently good, and then once they actually start playing the map more and more, I want them to feel themselves getting stronger and better and like doing everything. I want to make people like experience how much they're actually doing stuff. Maybe I'll even put a KD calculator in there. Let players know like, hey, you're getting this much KD. And yes, I'll put some bias in there, 100%, if it makes them feel good. Since you know, that's the point of having a map, making people dopamine pump. Now you saw that I already took damage. That's going to be really devastating for once we get to the harder part of the map. Because right now, remember, this is still the easy part. Like, if by the end of this level, you have like 10% health, like if you get hit with a poison dart, you're gonna have to get real, like you're gonna be in a ton of trouble towards the end of this. Since, especially this little like moving area maze, this is like 100% the hardest part of all of this. I mean, you saw it hit me once there. Do you know how much damage that is? So boom, that's the main part completed. So then you get like to like this ascension room where you get to like pick an item you want. If you pick one of them too early, like you're gonna be 100% sent away. Like here, choose the blind bird. As soon as I press it, I'm going back to like, I'm expecting to be teleported back to the looting area. Boom. I unlocked the blind bird. Now once I go back here, all of these things, I try to pick them up, they're disappearing from my inventory. Except for the blind bird, because I unlocked that thing. Boom. This thing, I'm fine to keep on me. The reason why that is of course, because I unlocked it up in there. And of course, I might want to move some of these around. Might want to add like the blind bird on a higher level. Maybe swap it out with like Gunner's SMG or something, but we'll figure it out while we go. For now, I'm a really big fan of what this does. Now I'll probably stop the stream and go watch some YouTube, go take a pee, and keep bowling on it, but that will be off camera. Also, in case you're wondering what weapons I have decided would be acceptable in this map, I'll quickly show y'all all the weapons that are in here. Like, if that isn't clear for which weapons we have in here, then I don't know what is. Also, I do not know why there are two sets of SMGs out here. I have no damn idea. How that's... like, that just went through the cracks somehow. I do not know how. And you know what I might do? Make this place the cloudy sky, and then once you ascend, you, like, actually unlock this background. What about that idea? That's also something worth considering. But I don't really think I'm gonna do that. So, yeah. That's it, guys. I wish you all the best of luck. I gotta go now. Have a nice day. And like always, Fate is out.